Most Elga players are probably building full magic damage, and honestly, that's what I was doing too. But after testing the class for a while, I started wondering, what if we focused on cooldown reduction instead? We'll be taking a look at a side split CD build, the key items that make it work, the cooldown and cast delay calculations, and of course, a PvE run to see how the build performs in actual gameplay. Alright, let's get started. Here's a quick overview of my build, but today's focus isn't the gear itself. Instead, we'll be discussing how to reduce Elga's skill cooldown and cast delay to make the class feel much smoother in PvE. Now, let's talk about the key items that make this build possible. First, we have the plus 15 Sense of Living as our main offhand, plus 15 Arcane Codex at 50% Shadow Equipment progress, Rock and Roll Cactus for the back slot, and Panel Guardian for the tail slot. After applying all the reductions, Side Split is now down to a 1.5 second cooldown and a 64-second cast delay, when Emerald Heart activates and cuts that cooldown by another 50%, which leaves us with only 0.75 seconds cooldown, with our cast delay matching or staying below the skill cooldown. The setup is theoretically optimized for spamming Side Split as fast as possible. Alright, enough theory. Let's put this build into action and see how it performs in an actual PvE run. First things first, let's load up all our consumables, from our meal B buffs all the way to our alloys. And these are my final ancient artifact user stats after applying all the consumables. Let's refresh our buffs, cast Cosmic Ring, and then start spamming Side Split on the Fantastic Dragon. One important thing to note, once you start spamming Side Split, avoid casting other skills. Doing so will reset Emerald Heart, causing Side Split's cooldown to jump back to 1.5 seconds. The only skill you'll need to refresh is Prepare for Elite, since it already contains all of our buffs, including Enchanted Weapon and Optic Camouflage. And honestly, Elga's damage is already so strong that even with the CD-focus build, I'm still hitting the Fantastic Dragon for up to 11.4 million damage with spell crits. Another tip, avoid using Elga's default costume. According to the community, it has noticeable skill animation delay, which can make your rotation feel slower, especially when you're spamming Side Split. If you notice your damage starting to drop, simply recast. Prepare for Elite to refresh all your buffs and keep your damage output consistent. I honestly think this build has a lot of potential, especially if you already have strong magic gear and a solid foundation as a magic class player. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's Ancient Artifact User build discussion. If you're also playing Ancient Artifact User, let me know what setup you're currently running and which build you think performs better. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.